Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Pag-uusapan natin ngayon ang last module for fourth quarter. Okay? Nilagay ko yung English title nito na Determinants of Morality of Human Acts or Human Actions. Okay? Ang mga most essential learning competencies ay una, na ipapaliwanag ng mga mag-aaral ang layunin, paraan, at mga sirkumstansya ng makataong kilos. Nakakapagsuri ng kabutihan o kasamaan ng sariling pasya o kilos sa isang sitwasyon batay sa layunin, paraan at sirkumstansya nito. Napatutunayan na ang layunin, paraan at sirkumstansya ay nagtatakda ng pagkamabuti o pagkamasama ng kilos ng tao at nakapagtataya ng kabutihan o kasamaan ng pasya o kilos sa isang sitwasyong may dilema batay sa layunin, paraan at sirkumstansya nito. Okay? So, bigyan ko kayo ng dalawang situation. So, basahin ko to. Naruto is the president of Konoha. The country is plagued with drug problems. According to a news report, drug cartels in Konoha supply villages, namely the Sand, the Earth, and the Wind villages. As such, Konoha is well known for drug lords, drug addicts, and drug suppliers. To change this image, Naruto advised all shinobis of the land to engage in all-out war against drugs, which then led to killing of hundreds of innocent people. And then, sa isang sitwasyon naman is Sasuke is a shinobi of Konoha who follows the order of the president, who is Naruto. The all-out war on drugs was communicated by Naruto only to top generals of the police force. He said that they are not allowed to tell this to ordinary enforcers in the ground. In one of the operations, Sasuke killed an innocent man. Now, between the two, Naruto, who is the president of the country, and Sasuke, who is a shinobi or I'll say a police, who has more responsibility for the actions that they have committed. So perhaps ang isasagot nyo dito ay si Naruto because he is the president of Konoha. Okay? Baka rin isagot nyo rito ay si Sasuke dahil siya ay isang police. Sa lesson na ito, pagtutuunan natin ng pansin yung mga paraan kung paano natin makikita kung tama ba o mali ang isang action o ang isang human act na siyempre alam natin na ginagawa ng isang tao na ginamitan niya ng kanyang isip, ginusto, okay, at hindi siya napilitan. Okay? Now, pag sinabi natin determinants of morality of human actions, ito yung different considerations that we take into account in judging whether a person is accountable for his or her actions, including its effects. Okay? So, tatandaan natin ito, pinag-usapan natin ito sa mga nauna nating module. So, itong mga determinants, ito yung mga ginagamit nating mga considerations or ano ba sa Tagalog ang considerations. Yung ginagamit natin upang malaman natin kung tama ba o mali ba yung kanyang aksyon at hanggang saan yung kanyang pananagutan. Now, before looking into the different considerations, let us look further at the nature of human actions. Bale, review ito ng ating mga naunang modules. So, tatandaan lagi natin na kapag tayo ay nagdesisyon, when a person makes a choice, and we base that on our intellect, and acts on his or her choices, okay? Meron ka ng piniling decision, and then ginawa mo yung decision based on your intellect, then that particular person is responsible for his or her actions, including all effects that come after the act. Kaya nga, masasabi natin na ang isang action is moral or immoral. Okay? Tapos masasabi rin natin na may pananagutan yung tao, hanggang saan yung pananagutan niya, malaki ba yung kanyang pananagutan o kakaunti. So tatandaan lagi natin na kapag tayo ay nagdesisyon and we act on the decision that we made, we are responsible for the actions that we commit. For instance, halimbawa, you decide to cheat during an examination and then you acted on it. Ginawa mo, you plan for it, humingi ka ng tulong sa mga kaklase mo, okay? Now, hanggang saan yung pananagutan mo, hanggang saan yung pagkakamali mo? Are you responsible for the acts that you have committed? Okay, so basically, tatandaan lagi natin that when we make a choice and when we act on our choices, we have to be responsible for our actions. Now, ang human actions or makataong kilos ay binubuo nitong tatlong bagay na ito. Act, yung mismong action na ginawa mo, intention or layunin, and circumstances o mga sirkumstansya. Tatandaan natin, okay, let me use the pointer. Ang primary consideration is the act. Okay, the primary consideration whether your action is good or bad is the act. Depende sa natura ng act na ginawa mo. Now, if the act is good, we will now look into the intention of the person who did the act. Now, kung maganda yung intention mo rin, we will now look into the circumstances. Okay? So, ang primary consideration, ulitin ko, is the human act. Pag maganda yung human act, doon tayo sa intention. Okay? Pag maganda rin yung intention, dito tayo sa circumstances. Halimbawa naman yung action ay masama. So, titingnan din natin, masama rin ba yung intention? Masama rin ba yung mga circumstances? Now, halimbawa ng mga actions, ito yung mga ginawa ng tao. Okay? A PhilHealth official was accused of amassing wealth through corrupt practices. So, in this case, the act is amassing wealth through corrupt practices. Now, the second one is a mayor permitted quarrying in his hometown for the sake of development. So, permitted quarrying will be the act here. Next, a vigilante group conducted cleansing of red-tagged individuals by killing those in the list. Okay? So, ano yung act dito? Conducted cleansing of red-tagged individuals by killing those in the list. Next, a government official uses government funds to peddle fake news. So, ang act dito is uses government funds to peddle fake news. Now, pag tinignan natin ang human acts, okay, yung makataong kilos lang, it is either good or bad. Okay? It is either good or bad. Pag sinabi natin good, yung isang action, we can also call it as a moral act. Moral. Or, pag sinabi natin good yung action, it is in conformity with the standard or with a certain standard. Example ng standard is yung eternal law, yung natural law, okay? Yung likas na batas moral, batas halimbawa sa school, okay? May standards tayo na sinusunod. And when the act is in conformity with the standard, we can say that it is good, we can say that it is moral. Now, tatandaan lang natin ha, hindi lahat ng naaayon sa batas ay moral. Okay? So, halimbawa nito ay may batas tungkol sa abortion. So, hindi dahil may batas tungkol sa abortion, moral na yung pagpapa-abort. Okay? So, tatandaan lang natin, the human act is good or it can be moral when it is in conformity with a certain standard such as the eternal law, the natural law, civil law, law sa inyong bahay, law sa eskwelahan, law sa community. Now, sinasabi naman nating bad ang isang action, okay, and therefore it is immoral if it is not in conformity with the standard or eternal law. Okay? Or natural law, or civil law, or law sa school. Kapag may ginawa kang act na sumasalungat dito sa mga standards na to na makikita natin sa eternal law, okay, sa natural law, sa divine law, those ecclesiastical laws, etc., then we can say it is bad, and we can also say it is something that is immoral. Now, halimbawa nitong human act, pagtulong sa mahihirap. Now, the question is the act good? Ang pagtulong ba sa mahihirap ay mabuti? Of course. So, the act in itself is good. Now, pwede pa mas maging mas mabuti yung act na ginawa mong pagtulong sa mahirap kung ikaw ay you will choose to help more people or poor families with no strings attached. Okay? So, pwede rin niya na sa pagtulong mo ay ginagamit mo yung sarili mong pera o kaya naman ay humihingi ka ng pagtulong sa iba para mas marami kayong matulungan. Now, ito namang sunod ay yung bad action, pagnanakaw sa taong bayan. The act is in itself is evil and it is immoral. Okay? Kasi it is something that is against the civil law. Okay? Something against ecclesiastical or divine laws. So, yung pagtulong naman sa mahihirap, hindi siya against sa mga laws na mayroon tayo sa ating lipunan. So, tatandaan natin yung human act can be good if it is in accordance or in conformity with a certain standard, let us say the law. And if it is not in conformity with the law or a standard, then it becomes immoral or bad. So, ang primary na titingnan lagi natin to judge whether an action is good or bad is to look at the act itself. Okay? Next. Intention. So, yung intention is bakit ginawa ng tao. So, ano yung nagtulak sa kanya para gawin ng isang action. Okay? So, the intention always occurs first, but it is last to be realized. So, tatandaan natin na laging nauna ang intention kasi ito yung magtutulak sa iyo para mag-decide. But, the intention will be the last to be realized. Now, sometimes it is difficult to determine the intention of the doer, especially if there are no reasons accounting for such act. So, mapapansin nyo yung iba, halimbawa, may mga krimen na naganap, tapos ang perpetrator pala ng krimen ay sila sabi nilang mabait na tao, nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, yung bang hindi nila maarok, hindi nila maintindihan kung bakit ginawa o nagawa ito ng isang tao. Okay, ano yung intention niya, bakit niya nagawa yung crime na yon? Whereas hindi naman siya yung tipo ng tao na kumbaga gagawa ng masama. Okay? So, halimbawa yung estudyante, kita mo, mabait, etc. Tapos magugulat ka na lang na biglang may ginawang hindi magandang gawain yung isang estudyante. So, mapasin mo, ano kaya yung intention niya? Hindi mo basta makikita yung intention unless i-broadcast niya yung intention, okay? Unless isabihin niya sa iyo yung intention niya. Now, if maganda yung action na ginawa ng isang tao, okay? Tatandaan niyo na, if maganda yung ginawang action ng tao, if it's something that's moral or in accordance with the law, we will look now at the intention because the intention is either a good intention or a bad intention. Maaring mabuti yung intention na nagtulak sa kanya upang payagan yung quarrying, okay? O kaya naman ay pagtulong sa kapwa. Pwede rin naman siyang bad. Okay? So, ito yung halimbawa natin. Mahirap malaman yung intention unless, sabi ko nga kanina, unless sabihin niya yung pinakadahilan kung bakit niya ito pinayagan. Now, in our example here, ang good intention is for the development of the society. For me, that is a good intention that allow the mayor to permit quarrying. Okay? Wala pa yung effects, but just the sake of permitting quarrying and provided that all environmental laws, all environmental requirements have been met by that quarrying company. Now, pwede rin naman ang intention pala niya, kaya pinayagan niya is to finance his or her campaign. For me, that is something that is not good, something that is immoral or bad. Ang kahulihan ay yung circumstances. So, these circumstances are the details surrounding the commission of the act. Okay? Pagdating nyo sa college, mas marami pa itong mga iba't ibang circumstances na to. Pero, I would just like to give 4. Okay? Una, sino who committed the act? How was the act committed? When was the act committed? And with whom? Okay? So, ito yung 4 na circumstances na pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So, isa-isahin natin itong mga circumstances na ito. Una yung who committed the act, sinong gumawa, paano ginawa ang act, kailan ito ginawa, at sino ang mga kasama. So, isa-isahin natin ito. Ito muna, who did the act. So, tatandaan natin that if the person has greater knowledge or has greater responsibility, that person is more accountable for the act that he has committed. So, anong halimbawa nito? So, Victor, a doctor of philosophy and educational management, is spreading fake news through social media. Okay? Sa ikalawa naman situation, the president of Konoha is spreading fake news through the government's official social networking sites. Now, if I will ask you, sa pagitan ni Victor na doktor sa Doctor of Philosophy, na may degree na Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management, and sa President, sino sa dalawang ito ang mas accountable sa kanilang ginawang action na mali? So, mapapansin natin, o dapat nasagot natin ay itong letter B. Bakit? Kasi itong President of Konoha has greater responsibility. Sakop niya yung buong Pilipinas. Okay? Samantalang itong si Victor naman na Doctor of Philosophy and Educational Management, baka ang audience lang nito ay 10. Okay? So, tatandaan natin na pag tumaas na yung degree mo ng pag-aaral, okay? Pag tumaas na yung degree mo ng pag-aaral, pag mataas yung, o pag mas malawak yung iyong responsibility, mas nagiging masama yung maling action na iyong gagawin. Okay? So, sa dalawang ito, mas may fault itong President of Konoha who is also spreading fake news. So, dito, pareho naman sila ng ginagawang action, which is spreading fake news. This is wrong. Okay? This is wrong. We are not supposed to spread fake news. We are not supposed to peddle fake news. Now, if this happens, titingnan natin, sino yung gumawa ng action? So, pag nakita natin dito sa dalawang ito, isang Doctor of Philosophy, yung isa Presidente, so, mas may fault itong Presidente ng Konoha. Okay? Ano pang halimbawa? Cheating sa exam. Nag-cheat yung grade 7 at nag-cheat yung grade 10. Sino sa dalawa ang mas may malaking pananagutan? Siyempre, yung grade 10 na nag-cheat. Bakit? Kasi that grade 10 student is supposed to know more. Okay? He's supposed to know more when compared to a grade 7 student. Pero pareho pa rin silang mali. Okay? So, titingnan natin kung sino yung gumawa ng action na yun. Kasi, pwede itong makadagdag sa guilt, pwede itong makadagdag sa bigat ng responsibilidad ng tao na yun. Diba, halimbawa, yung bumaril dun sa maglola, okay? Mabigat yun kasi pulis yung nakabaril. Okay? Pero halimbawa, ang nakabaril ay isang mamamayan din. Pareho silang may kasalanan. Pero mas mabigat yung isang tao na may posisyon. Like yung pulis. Kaya ganun na lang yung clamor. Tandaan niyo pa ba yung inihalitulan si President Duterte dun sa dog food or kung ano man food yun. Ang bigat ng mga paratang dun sa teacher. Why? Because that person is a teacher, not just an ordinary person. Okay? So, titingnan natin, sino ba yung gumawa ng aksyon? Kapag mas malawak ang iyong pinag-aralan, mas malawak ang iyong nasasakupan, mas malawak ang iyong responsibilidad, mas accountable ka sa iyong ginagawang maling aksyon. Diba? Kaya tinyo, isa sa mga issue ay halimbawa ay so titingnan lagi natin yung kung sino yung gumagawa ng action. But then again, if the act is wrong, mali yung pag-spread ng fake news, tapos ginawa pa ito ng presidente ng Konoha, mas nagiging mali ito. Okay? So, the first is who did the act, itong circumstance ito. Next, how was the act committed? How was the act committed? Paano ito ginawa? So, halimbawa nito ay Victor, who is the barangay captain of Konoha, paraded to the public all quarantine violators from 12 to 3 p.m. while carrying big placards. Doon naman sa isang sitwasyon, Victor, who is the barangay captain of Konoha, paraded to the public all quarantine violators. So, parehong mali. Hindi tama yung ipinaparada ang mga violators, quarantine violators. Pero mas masidhi yung pagkakamali nung nasa kulay pula sapagkat ipinarada niya yung mga quarantine violators sa kasagsagan ng init ng panahon, 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and at the same time, carrying big placards. Humiliating na ito. Tapos masakit pa ito sa balat. So kung pagkukumparahin natin itong dalawang taong ito, mas may pananagutan, mas malalim yung pagkakamaling ginawa ni Victor dito sa kulay pula. Although pareho silang barangay captain, pareho silang barangay captain, pareho din sila ng ginawa, but they both paraded to the public all quarantine violators. Pero ano ang nakapagpasidhi dito sa situation na ito? Ipinarada ng 12 to 3 habang may daladalang placards. So how was the act committed? Next, when was the act committed? Kailan ito ginawa? Kasi minsan pwede itong makapagpa-lalim ng ating responsibilidad, mas makapagpasama ng action natin kasi nakikita dito yung premeditation, sino yung apektado, etc. etc. So dito sa isang ito, nagnakaw si Victor ng 500,000 pesos na yung perang yun ay gagamitin para sa mga nasasakupan during the pandemic. Okay? Tapos dito sa kabila, nagnakaw si Victor ng 500,000 pesos. Parehong mali yung ginawa nila. Pero bakit mas matindi yung pagkakamali nitong nasa kulay pula? Sapagkat yung perang ninakaw niya ay para sa pagtulong sa panahon ng pandemya. Okay? So kung ito ay haharap sa inyo, makikita mo, mas mali ito si Victor kasi, itong Victor na nasa pula kasi yung perang gagamitin ay, yung perang ninakaw ay gagamitin sa pagtulong sa mga nangangailangan ngayong pandemic. Samantalang itong isa naman, wala naman nakalagay na situation pang iba, basta siya nagnakaw ng 500,000 pesos. Okay? So, mas mabigat itong nasa kulay pula. That is, when was the act committed? Next, with whom or sino ang mga kasama? Kapag kasi marami kayong gumawa niyan, okay, ibig sabihin, malamang sa malamang ay pinagplanuhan niyo, alam niyo kung sino ang gagawa ng kung ano, may division of labor, kumbaga. Okay? Parang yung sa ating halimbawa dati, yung cheating na ikaw lang, at yung cheating na yung buong klase ang nagplano. Mas malala yung last situation. So dito, sa kulay pula, kasama ni Victor na barangay captain, yung kanyang secretary and yung treasurer. Okay? Mas naging madali dito kasi yung secretary and treasurer kasama. Sila yung, kumbaga, mas may access dun sa 500,000. Kaysa naman dito sa isa, sa Victor, na yung barangay captain lang ang nagnakaw. Mas matindi ito sapagkat pinapakita dito na mayroon talagang plano. Okay? So, yan yung apat na circumstances na mayroon tayo for grade 10. So, pag nag-aral na kayo sa college or sa senior high school, mas madadagdagan pa ito ng iba't ibang mga circumstances. Now, okay, tatandaan natin itong mga statements na to. An act is good when the act itself, the intention, and the circumstances are all good. So, anong ibig sabihin yan? Hindi pwedeng, okay, hindi maaaring maging good ang isang action kapag ang isa sa tatlong ito ay masama. Okay? The act, the intention, and the circumstances should be all good. Otherwise, kapag mayroong fault sa act, pag may fault sa intention, pag may fault sa circumstances, masama ito. So, kahit isa lang, halimbawa, act is good, pero yung intention masama, yung circumstances masama, then the act is still immoral or bad. Next, a good act can become evil if one of the determinants is morally wrong. So, yung intention and yung circumstances. Di ba sabi natin kanina, titingnan muna agad natin yung act. If the act is good, we go to the intention. If the intention is bad and the circumstances are bad, then it becomes evil as well. Next, a good act becomes greater when the circumstances are good. Isasama na natin yung intention. For, an evil act can never become good even if the intention and circumstances are all good. 5. An act is morally wrong even only one of the determinants is bad. An evil act becomes more grievous when the circumstances are bad. So, ipapaliwanag natin itong mga statements na to. So, ang unang statement natin is, an act is good when the act itself, the intention, and the circumstances are all good. Isasama na natin dito yung a good act becomes even greater when the circumstances are good. Kasi, halimbawa, nagmagandang loob ka, nag-donate ka. Okay? Mabuti yung pag-donate. Okay? You help the poor or you help the victims of, let's say, war, yung mga refugees. Okay? Now, pag tinignan mo, pwede pa pala itong maging mas mabuti kapag marami kang natulungan, etc., etc. So, ano ang halimbawa natin dito? So, Timo decided to help his classmates achieve high grades by providing free tutorial services every afternoon. Okay, so this is a good act. Free tutorial services every afternoon. He makes it sure that their advisor is aware of this, as well as the parents and the school principal. Okay, so sinasabi niya sa mga magulang, sa advisor, at sa principal na mayroon siyang free tutorial services na ginagawa tuwing hapon. Okay? He believes that helping other people increases the chances of them getting good school in college. So, ang ganda nung ang ganda nung kanyang intention. Okay, ang ganda nung kanyang intention. Matulungan maiangat yung kanyang mga kaklase para makakuha ng magandang eskwelahan, magandang opportunity sa college. Now, the act of free tutorial services to increase the chances of people getting good school in college can become even greater, okay, kung lahat ng kaklase ni Timo ay kanyang tinutulungan, wala siyang pinipiling iba. Mas magiging pa itong mas mabuti kung i-extend pa niya ito sa iba pang mga estudyante, hindi lang dun sa kanyang mga classmates. So, tatandaan natin dito, ang ganda ng act, ang ganda ng intention, ang ganda ng circumstances, ibig sabihin, morally or moral act ito, good act itong ginagawa ni Timo. And it can become even greater kapag mas palalawigin pa niya yung mga beneficiary niya ng kanyang free tutorial services every afternoon. Okay? So, an act is good when the act itself, the intention, and the circumstances are all good. And it can become even greater when the circumstances are good. Next, a good act can become evil if one of the determinants is morally wrong. Okay, so here we have Garen, PhilHealth Regional Supervisor, decided to feed thousands of homeless people from his province during Christmas. Diba ang ganda ng kanyang act? Pinapakain yung mga tao. He also gave them Christmas gifts consisting of Noche Buena package. Ganda, no? Unbeknownst to the people, the money used was from a stolen PhilHealth fund. Now, maganda yung intention, maganda yung act. Wala yung intention din natin kasi alam yung kung ano, bakit niya ginagawa ito. So, maganda yung kanyang action na ginagawa. Pero yung circumstances, okay? Yung circumstances, may mali. Kasi, galing pala yung pera na ginagamit niya from stolen PhilHealth fund. Now, mas magiging masama pa ito later on kasi alam natin na nangangailangan ng PhilHealth fund ay maraming mahihirap. Okay? So, mas marami yung maaapektuhan. Okay? So, maganda yung action, pwede siyang maging masama if one of the determinants, which is the circumstances, ay mali. Next, an evil act can never become good even if the intention and circumstances are all good. Okay? Ito naman, mali talaga yung act mo as opposed to a good act. So, kahit pag mali yung action na gagawin mo, kahit napakaganda pa ng iyong intention, okay, hindi ito magiging mabuti. So, anong halimbawa nito? Looks, an accountant, decided to scrap an entry in the book of accounts so that her bosses will not pay more income tax. So, mali na agad ito, pandaraya na ito. Okay? The additional funds will be used for their travel at the end of the year. O, maganda itong part na to, ano? Kasi para naman sa mga empleyado mo. Diba sa ating lesson sa Araling Panlipunan, recreation, rest ng mga empleyado. Pero mali yung ginawa ng action para makakuha ng additional funds. And that is yung Luke decided to scrap an entry in the book of accounts. Hindi magiging maganda, okay? Hindi ito magiging maganda kahit napakaganda pa ng iyong intention. Okay? An evil act can never become good even if the intention and circumstances are all good. Next, an evil act becomes more grievous when the circumstances are bad. So, kanina dun sa a good act can be more meritorious pag maganda yung mga circumstances. This time, ganun din. An evil act becomes more grievous when the circumstances are bad. Anong halimbawa nito? Darius did not remit the SSS and PhilHealth contributions of his employees. So, itong did not remit SSS and PhilHealth contributions of his employees, mali ito. Kasi ito ay isa sa mga rights ng empleyado. Diba sa Araling Panlipunan natin? Supposedly, pag nagtrabaho ka, meron kang either you have GSIS or SSS, and then of course you have PhilHealth. And yung mga employers, meron silang portion doon. May counterpart silang binabayaran. So this one is already an evil act. Now, he did it with the permission of the president of company who happened to be a holder of degree in education. Now, nagiging masama ito sapagkat pati yung presidente, okay, yung presidente ng kumpanya na may degree ng education ay okay, sumang-ayon doon sa gagawin ni Darius na hindi pagsusoli o hindi pag-remit ng contribution ng employers para sa mga employees niya. Now, that's the reason na yung evil act becomes more grievous when the circumstances are bad. Tapos nyo nang panoorin ang recorded lecture na ito, maaari nyo nang gawin ang mga gawain sa ating Google Classroom.